ninjas. No, this is an actual line. Oh, he made me play. He fought in a thing called the Kumite, which is a martial art, a no holds barred tournament that he can't do any information straight on. He was trained by a martial arts style. It's a form of mountain worship. It's a form of mountain worship. He claims his style of ninjutsu is Koga Yamabuchi. Koga Yamabuchi is a form of mountain worship in Japan. It's not a very ninja martial art. The topic is art. It's the death touch that you probably do not people from the whole house, they look people from the, all these things. I think you went on TV once, people will fire book cards and find the CIA. Obviously, the CIA kind of talking bullshit, and I think if you're a spy, why are you going on telling you're a spy?
The same way that you don't understand the console wars. You weren't there, man. You weren't there.
No, he claims he was in Vietnam and he never left the country, and the only thing he got was when he fell off a truck. And then when the Mockingbird ran his friend Hughes, and then they ran actually based back in the fell off the Jeep, or even because it was Vietnam transport.
Because I was there for the console wars.
I know.
I was there for
were there.
Vietnam. I was there for Vietnam. North Korea.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah, I
both
was
were.
there for that. Yeah, the police action between Atari police action, which was the Korean. If the console war was out Vietnam, then the Korean war was the Atari sort of era.
So then, would that mean that
The Atari police action.
People like playing NESs and SNESes and stuff. Like the Asians playing the SNES and NES, and like the Americans and everyone playing these sets to the Segas. Yes, Mario! In prison camps. It's the Sega does what Nintendo does instead of doing their whole ranking number. Name and rank. Sega
Explain to me blast processing.
Wow, get him out! Nintendo, say Star Fox!
Sonic needs you.
Oh god, this Sonic needs of course then it will get ruined when Sega just go, they go betray Sony and then go destroy them.
Well, yeah, Sony, it makes sense. Yeah, because that was like Nintendo were giving arms to Sony. The West gave stuff to Sony to stop the East from taking control, that resulted in 9/11.
Oh. Well. much do they know about consoles?
They just
This
make
is
TV.
This is right after Sega had just had 2 failed add-ons to the Genesis, because when you really look at it, the Sega Mega Drive was their major success. And there was no before they got, what do these people do? So then when Nintendo basically swapped them and went with filling CDI instead. So anyway, people will show you what we can do. Oh God, did the PlayStation destroy them both? The N64 really didn't sell as well as people wanted to take it did, and the Saturn sold only really well in Japan. It didn't help that Nintendo lost the Final Fantasy license very quickly. From what Square Enix said is that they were going to make Final Fantasy 7 for the N64, but then they they did even do a tech demo of what Final Fantasy 6 looks like, but then when this is impossible because the cartridges are impossible to have this much memory. So whenever it's the same problem with Resident Evil based, funnily enough, because one of the most valuable things on the N64 is the Resident Evil 2 port, because it should not work at all. But they compressed the fuck out of the PS1 version just to get it into the cartridge. And they still got a bunch of extra content.
Because it was the type of memory as well that didn't help. Because CDs could have video memory.
Yeah, they could have full motion video, whereas the N64 couldn't really do that. Also, music quality was that the PlayStation could have CD quality music, whereas the N64 could really barely handle MIDI files. I know this because I played the wrestling games on both Nintendo and the PlayStation. In Warzone, the PlayStation 1 version has the full motion cutscenes and the proper theme music, whereas the N64 has like some really bad keyboard version of the themes and no full motion videos.
Oh, I have massive rose-tinted goggles for the N64, so I'll fight you. Look, I shall fight you till my last breath.
Look, while I don't think it was an amazing console, it did, however, give us something that is still timeless. No mercy.
It gave us a lot of things that were then built upon.
Oh yeah, it was. Oh yeah. I'm not going to deny that.
That's
the
what
N64
I'm saying. What you tend to find with Nintendo is Nintendo tended to be a very innovative company, and then other companies ran with their idea and often made a superior version.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's also the fact, and I've said this to Ollie before, there is no reason to say plug it back in apart from nostalgia, because most games that have already been on the console have been re-released on other consoles and play better.
There's only there is quite a. I mean, I would say there's more for, say, the GameCube.
GameCube hands down. I cannot argue. GameCube. I mean, there's also the fact, and this is only a thing that will affect me and Ollie, but it's one of the only places you can play Eternal Darkness and Twin Snakes because of the whole shit with Silicon fucking Knights.
Because the problem, and I mean, it was a problem at the time. The N64 controller was a stupid design. It was the weakest in terms of lasting. Yeah. They would last a couple of years compared to NES controllers or Super Nintendo controllers that would last for decades with no issue. The singular stick was fragile. The base of it was very fragile as well. It would wear out. It would dig into your thumb. You know, to the point where magazines would refer to anything over 90% as being bleeding thumb worthy.
Oof.
Because
very.
If you were
very familiar.
I still think I have a slight dent in my thumb from it. Years later.
Well, for me, it was always the.
I remember having calluses on my thumb from it.
I mean, I just remember the PlayStation was what I got through the insurance, and it had a better selection of game. It had much more selection of games than than the N64 had. The controllers were comfy enough, and well, just the quality of a lot of the stuff that was on PlayStation, you couldn't play on the N64. Like there weren't really any you
there
couldn't
was
play
a
Tekken.
lot. Yeah, there was a lot
So
less games on the N64 compared to.
Yeah.
There was a lot less third-party stuff on the N64.
Oh yeah, Nintendo have always been prioritized Have always prioritized the first-party stuff, which is fair enough. I mean, that's not to say that it's not to say that the N64 hasn't had a legacy. It certainly has. I mean,
I think a lot of it was stuff that then went on to be better elsewhere.
Absolutely.
It proved that first-person shooters could be more than Doom. Well, no, not Doom. Well, Wolfenstein. It took Wolfenstein a little bit further. It took Doom a little bit further. It pushed it to go a little bit.
Well, Wolfenstein and Doom were both on there, so I mean, there's a reason why you can still go on the PlayStation Store and find Doom 64.
But then you had inventions like the dual controls and stuff, which just took it that next step that just gave you that quality of life. And I
think the GameCube was horrible. The GameCube was horrible. The GameCube is what the Dreamcast should have been. Because the Dreamcast's problem, I think one of the reasons the Dreamcast died the way it did, is because it was easy to pirate games onto, which was kind of a problem. And the fact that it did not improve its technology to play DVDs. If it had done that, I think it would have actually competed with the PlayStation, because the PlayStation 2 destroyed everything because of its DVD capability. Xbox wasn't really able to compete in the same way because it was their first time, and well, some of its launch lineup wasn't exactly great. Halo, fine, but a lot of its other stuff didn't really measure up.
Fable?
GameCube? What?
Well, you had Halo, you had Fable, you had quite a few things.
But then you compare it to Sony having Final Fantasy X, them having... God, what else was on their launch lines? Because that's another thing with PlayStation 1, 2, was that it had so much fucking third-party support. There was pretty much everything for everyone.
The thing is, though, that was follow-ups to existing PlayStation games.
Oh yeah, but they did still.
So what I mean is that's not going to bring in your new audience.
No, the DVD player did a good job of that.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that that's not going to.
They were mostly. Yeah, you had to wait till things like Onimusha, technically speaking, Yakuza. The Dynasty Warriors games, while they did have sequels,
I mean,
Dynasty
it's why
Warriors
I went for. It's why I went for an Xbox instead of PlayStation.
I kind of had both, but I got more out of my PlayStation 2. But again, I was an old-time customer anyway, so that kind of disqualifies it. For the Xbox, the benefit it had for me, just for me, was that you could put your music on the thing, which worked, especially when you had wrestling games. The problem was, in terms of wrestling games, you either had WrestleMania 21 that didn't fucking work. You had Raw 2, which I still think is underrated. I thought it was pretty good. Raw 1, which was horribly out of date by the time it came out. Oh, Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball. That was... that came with my console. I'll be honest, I didn't even play the volleyball. I was just putting my music in the background and just thinking how horribly inappropriate it is for these girls to be sunbathing while the New Age Outlaws music is playing. I don't think I actually ever played any of the volleyball at all. I remember my cousins hating the game, like my female cousins hating the thing and trying to like hide the console. Like, yeah, I'm not playing it, you know. Yeah, I think the GameCube was horribly underrated. I think Capcom kicked it in the dick pretty bad. With its exclusivity deal that lasted for all of 5 minutes.
Mm.
Because they had that exclusivity deal with Capcom where, oh, they were going to release the Capcom 5. And they were going to release a bunch of Resident Evil games on the console that were going to be exclusive, including a remake of 1, which was very good, Resident Evil 0, ports of the PC versions of Resident Evil 2 and 3, and then Resident Evil 4. Then literally as they announced Resident Evil 4 as a GameCube exclusive, Sony go, actually in a couple of weeks after the release on the GameCube, we're going to be releasing the PS2 version. It's going to have all the content that the GameCube version has and more.
Okay, so we are back to FF1.
Oh yeah, we are taking on. We're going to try and take down Chaos this time.
Oh, not quite yet. I'm going to do something else first, just out of masochism.
Ooh. Okay. I am strangely curious. Oh my god, you're not going to go try and take on fucking Warmech, are you?
Yes.
Oh my fucking god.
It might have been a better idea if I'd actually maybe rested my troops first. I think I might have to go back out and rest them.
Yeah.
I didn't realise I hadn't rested them. I just noticed that their spell slots are all empty.
Oh god damn it.
I'm glad that I didn't get too far before I noticed that. So I reckon we can take him.
Well, now you know you know what magic to use and how to use it properly, yeah.
Head over here to the first city for that,
You know, you
because
could just-
yeah.
You want to just use a tent.
A what?
You can just use a tent.
Oh, is that what they're for?
Yes, the tents are for when you're on the that's what they're for. That's when you're on the field. You use a tent or a sleeping bag, and that heals your party, and
Oh.
it restores the spell slot.
Oh,
God.
I was wondering why I kept picking up cottages. I thought it was just some sort of real estate thing.
Well, the cottage is even better. The cottage will heal everything to maximum.
Yeah, I got like cottages and all sorts. I'm a pro. I really know what I'm doing.
Okay, hindsight means 2020. That is also on me for not explaining what items were.
No, I think you did, but it was like ages ago now. Like, probably before Christmas.
Very likely.
There we go. High potion.
I don't remember.
What we got in terms of elixir? 3 elixirs.
Well, elixirs
We've got in
will
the
be
way
useful
of
for the final part.
ether. I'm just double checking.
I love it. I've got this item. What does it do? Oh, what does it do? Oh dear.
Cottage. I've got 6 cottages. Yes. I'm carrying out 6 cottages. Yeah,
Oh god.
it's like a weekend of the Norfolk Broads.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just great. It's just wonderful that you can't, build a cottage and just leave it there. And they're like, built an entire load of cottages here. This is the area where I'll rest.
The heroes decided to retire to a small area and just use all their cottages that they've been saving for the whole trip. They rented them out to other people and became millionaires.
Oh yeah, they have to keep, they have to keep their income coming in.
Yeah, especially see with the with timeline and well, we're not going to have those cottages because we're going to raise this timeline. So we don't like you, King Mummy. We're Republicans.
Well,
Yeah,
big
apparently
red
the
cockatoo.
chances of
Did some research, didn't you?
oh yes. Well, I was just curious what it was after you said like don't be careful coming along this way. This thing called Mech Warrior, or I can't remember if you Mech something,
Yeah,
will appear and slay you. Like, what is this thing? So I looked it up and it was like, oh yeah, I can see what he means. It literally nukes you with a move called Nuke. And in case you're watching this later, I don't mean like the little kiddie nuke, like tactical nukes or Nuke from RoboCop 2. I mean like a proper nuke. Although, from what I just had a look to see basically that what's the chances it will actually turn up. And from what I read, well, from what I've seen, in the original game, it was a 1 in 64 of it turning up. On this version, it's a 1% chance it will turn up. So, as an area to do a little bit of leveling, they do recommend this area as a leveling thing and also a bit of a challenge for that.
Damn, you actually
As
have
well.
been doing some research on that.
Because
Holy
basically
shit,
there was a
I'm
few
sorry.
people who were like, this thing is so infrequent to drop that you could actually get like, some people have got like 15, 20 levels trying to get this thing to drop.
I'm sorry, I'm just still getting used to someone actually doing their research.
Well, I wasn't doing research on like how to kill it. It was research on like,
No.
how is this thing going to turn up? Like, is it a good idea to look for it, or is it just pissing in the wind?
No, someone actually looking in, like someone actually taking time to go through the
Because
game.
it sounded
look and go,
interesting
Okay,
and scary.
yeah. Like, okay, you mentioned something, and I'm curious about it since we're near the end of the game. That's okay. That's actually, it's just the fact that you've actually done the research. So you're not going to do the whole Ollie thing of I can take it without even knowing what the fuck it is.
Well, seeing that, we've got a decent chance of being able to take it, given its health. But it can be cheesy and just spam you with nuke. So it does depend on a little bit on its RNG. It can be a cheesy one and just blow you away. But that's kind of what you'd expect from like a secret boss.
Oh yeah. Well, the first secret boss in all of the series.
And also, it's a good way of getting a couple of levels and stuff, you know, for the rest of the party.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you can beat Warmech, let's just say, on the hypotheticals, you actually are able to beat him. Chaos ain't gonna be a problem.
I don't know. Okay, this with the poison dart. Nice. And also, you know, a lot more on board now after the last time. That was just a mammoth session.
That was a big old session.
Like 10, 11 hours.
God. Spirits Naga.
Oh no, a dark fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did tend to think of these as like, well, Liz and I were talking about this bit when we were in this part. I think it was while you were picking up the coal. We did keep referring to these as like farts in a box. Because I kept getting the like air elemental in a box. An interpretive dance. Okay, so yeah, there we go. That's what we were after. Way up. Gonna play it smart. Okay, so now it's Pokemon time.
Yeah. Trying to find that. Who's that boss? It's Warmech. Luke.
Warmech.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, it's not that far-fetched in
In the modern day.
I don't think I'll do that. More powerful. This is the bit that's going to take time.
It is. It's really the thing that takes a bit of time because it's a 1% fucking drop.
Yeah.
Hell, even we didn't do this in our run because all he wanted to just get the story over with. Sorry, Hawk's on a little, well, quest. This is just coming, I'm just explaining. You're on a little quest to fight the strongest enemy in the game. That has a 1% chance of appearing in one specific area.
Right, so it's basically wandering back and forth for hours, waiting for him to appear then.
Winner! Chicken dinner right there. Yep.
Yeah, maybe.
It is. Yeah, it was literally him going back and forth just to see if this thing will pop up and see if he has a chance. If nothing else, he's getting experience.
What time is it?
It is 20 minutes past 2.
So it's not like Pokemon, you can't just... Yeah, a lot of people didn't realise in the Pokemon games you could actually go left and right on the same spot, and that would count as travelling. So you didn't actually have to move, you could just go from side to side.
That's a useful skill to know.
Yeah, so if it was like a... you could just... Wait.
Fire hydrant.
Yeah,
They look
fire
like
hydras. Not fire hydrants. Although that would be an amusing enemy. A fire hydrant. A fire hydra ant. Ant with multiple heads. One person did ask an interesting question about this as well. Like, does your luck make any difference to it? Like, if anything, your luck would work against it. Because as far as I understood it, most of these games would consider combat to be a negative.
Yeah.
So your luck would be that you avoid combat, not that you get into combat. Sort of like saying, if you had high luck, you got more chance of being caught. It's like, no, because you're trying to avoid being caught. Although I've noticed that when I set a strategy, when I then speed it up, it doesn't change my strategy. So I can't just set it to auto once I've attacked.
Yeah.
So I just do that and then... Well, that makes it a little quicker. Save those brief seconds. why they changed the drop rate of this.
It could be worse. I mean, Final Fantasy IV's drop rates are astonishingly bad.
Well, it just seems weird that they made it worse in a remaster. I mean, why change it from 1 in 64 to 1 in 100? Just seems like... Doesn't make any difference.
Dark fighters. I mean, if nothing else, you'll level up. The EXP is adequate.
Yeah, the XP is still good. And now I can speed it up a little bit. It is going a little bit quicker.
Yeah, again, we were using some of these things on our playthrough to get through some of the more tedious shit.
Yeah, he tried to run away and failed.
I do love the way
Oh,
it says
shit.
they missed running away. It's like,
They
what?
failed. Yeah, they failed more like.
Yeah, you can't miss running away. And that's just slightly...
Oh wow! The warrior is now at maximum HP.
Hmm. Will this thing turn up before I get fed up and decide to not bother?
Well, regardless of what happens, you're grinding, and you're at a point where if Chaos does do certain attacks, you're either going to have enough magical defense to mitigate the damage as well as enough HP.
I guess that answers one question. Can you get fed up with the victory theme? Yeah. Yeah, I reckon so. The only thing I don't like fighting is those black flans.
Yeah, because they take very little damage.
I seem to have to use a spell
again,
slot on them.
And that's literally the major problem with clans. or jellies, or whatever you want to call them in the later games, just because they're resistant to physical damage, so magic is kind of the only expected way to take them out.
Hmm. Oh, Triptychon turned up.
Oh, nice. Going to ask if he turned up today.
In a massive box.
Well, obviously, as a Titan, it kind of makes sense.
I haven't put him together yet. And also the Megatron with his exclusive sealed pot of clay.
Okay. And did he come with a pot of clay?
I've not opened his box yet. Yeah, I'm not sure. Should I reveal it on? Should I do an unboxing on screen?
I mean, here's the big question. Does he come with a pot of clay? Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
Hmm?
Hmm. Oh, there we go. I'm back. Yay.
Hmm?
I'm back.
What happened? Yeah,
They-
what happened?
no,
man?
my camera disappeared.
Oh.
I can't do an unboxing if I don't have my camera.
Oh, that's true.
Accidentally went down too far on the floor and ended up on the other floor. Okay, we'll do another combat and then I'll go and get the box from across the. Oh, that's more like it. That's some hefty. I'll have to smite these ones. The power of Thunder Saga. Speed up. Hopefully my trousers weren't falling down on the screen. It's the problem with losing weight. I'm losing weight in weird places.
I know. Oh, God. Clay golems.
I've not lost weight or in my belly, I've lost weight in my ass. The jeans keep falling down. Phil's loving it though.
Oh, I bet.
Yes. Yes, me suddenly having very firm buttocks. Oh, it's even got a slot for it.
What?
The pot of clay. Like... So I opened the box. My dog sort of attacked it. So yeah, the box is a bit twatted. So I opened the box. And there's the pot of clay.
I'm curious as to why there's a pot of clay, because there wasn't one in the unboxing video I saw.
Fake unboxing! Yeah, there he is. You're watching fake unboxings. That's totally fake news. There we go. There's Megatron. And inside that's I think the fossilizer, I suspect, wrapped up in brown paper. That's what you need if you've got a contrary need, which I don't. That's brown paper and paraffin oil. Yeah. Didn't overly care about the fossilizer. It just happened to come with it. It's ugly and horrifying.
You just wanted Megatron and the pot of clay.
Hold on, let's do the only thing I'm gonna do with it. Victory dance. Okay, that's enough of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Skull of awful.
I still can't believe
I suspect you could probably translate the Cybertronian and find out what the pot of clay is for.
I'm still bewildered that they actually sent you a pot of clay.
See, that's going to be my thing now. From like, if I ever go to a con or something, it's going to be like, do you know why this one comes with a pot of clay? Did yours come with one? Are you selling it? Does it come with a pot of clay? I'm going to be asking people about that. I'm going to be asking sellers on eBay, like, does it come with a pot of clay? Because mine did. Or maybe it's not a pot of clay because they've unsealed. They haven't opened the seal. It's actually like a forbidden chocolate muffin. I think that would be even weirder. But I looked on everywhere. I looked on like TF Wiki and same thing. No mention of like pot of clay. Right?
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm confused. You are.
So if anyone who sees this in the future can answer
that's
this.
A big question. What is the pot of clay for?
Or maybe it'll be like a thing for generations. I don't know. If you encounter this, you know, if this is being transmitted out into the outer reaches of the universe at some point in human history, and you wonder to yourself, why did his thing come with quantum play? And you find some answer. Develop time travel and come back and tell me. Not that I'm demanding it, I'm just saying, you know, please, someone. However long it takes. But then again, I think I've just disproven time travel again because no one's told him. No one's come back and told me, so. Or it just don't matter that much.
All
I
the
prefer to think the
resources
opposite.
to do it.
Yeah, they haven't got the resources. Or they never found an answer. It's possible. They had time travel, they had everything else sorted out. They couldn't find the answer.
Well, I've got to go pick up the wee one. So I'll be back, but maybe by the time you've got back, you never know, you might have fought Warmech.
Oh, if I encounter Warmech, I will just like stall.
Oh, I'm sure you will. You're gonna have to be. Well, you're gonna have to. You can't just rush right into it, like you know, like into a supermarket sale. You've got to actually start going. Okay, this thing can fuck me up very quickly. What do I do to mitigate it?
Wow, those two were expecting a hard fight. They just healed themselves. Random.
Ooh, Ochos. Ochus. Fuckers. Some weird yellow table. That's not great. Oh, right. Oh, that might have been it then. It wasn't on my kill, but it was on the...
Because I was going to put that away and put it, but when I pulled it, my arm and my hands got wet with it. So I reckon that's probably what it was. I'm thinking we could get some buns and leave the last of the sausages.
Okay, do you have enough in? Okay, yeah, that's true, that's true. Okay, okay then Hulk will be off to... Hopefully you'll report the Warmech by the time we get back, or... you know, you're fighting tower farts. Yeah, elementals.
Tower farts.
Tower
Mind flayers. Oh, that's right. Mind flares. Magic. Wandering around the tower. Nice. Just gives you a Definitely not my most interesting content. Basically just setting off the combat and then sticking it to basket. So it repeats the actions I've asked it to do. think those are supposed to be more dangerous. But they're not. Yeah, gee. Probably should have 1 second. Hmm. Yes. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. I've heard that far too many times. Do, 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 do. Mm. Hmm. Nice. Understandable. Very, very slow.
Okay. I'm back.
Hey,
No luck.
no. I'm gonna give it. It'll be another half hour.
Christ, I'm looking at the HP. Gandalf's actually looking like she's doing well.
Yeah, as I said, I'll give it half an hour. If I don't get anything by then, I'll have spent 2 hours by that point. Which I think, when it comes to looking for a single mob, I think that is more than a...
Yeah, I know it's a 1% thing, but at the same time, you can't say you haven't leveled up enough at this point. I mean, you're looking pretty far, all things considered. Of course, it'd be the Tower of Tiamat. Just remember that you won't need to use the exit spell if you don't want to, because if you're near where you fought Tiamat, there's a warp thing at the back to take to the bottom.
Yeah, I'm literally right at it. 5th floor.
Yeah, you think they switch places.
Yeah, these dark fighters keep just healing themselves on their turns. Even if it's their first attack and they're at maximum.
Okay, so AI for this thing is fucked. Good to
Yeah,
know.
like it'll do Curaga on both of its
Which
guys.
is not a spell to be... No, that's just ridiculous. We're close to another level up. Don't worry, cats. I got the food. But you're the food today. I think one of the reasons the war mech is so hard to get to run into as well is because by this point in the game, if you ran into it accidentally at the first time, well, it's gonna fuck you up pretty bad.
Oh yeah, I do get the idea. I just think a 1% chance is a little bit.
Yeah, it's a bit much when you actually really want to find it.
Yeah, it's.
Several degrees of ridiculous.
The worst part about it is, even if you do find it, it can run away.
I think by this point, everything else in the game that would have posed a threat to you is kind of, you know, moot at this point.
Yeah, it's looking like we're up to level 65.
Damn. Yeah, you are more. Yeah, you're more than ready to take on him. I think at this point.
It's just whether it spawns or not.
Well, I mean, chaos. Like you're more than ready to take chaos. Credit where credit's due. It's a good leveling up place anyway. So.
That's what several people said. They said they stayed here farming this guy for just trying to get him to drop for hours and hours and hours. Because on the HD remaster where they've changed the thing, it was bad enough before.
Yeah, well. I mean, what sucks again is there's no real post game for this, like there is in the Game Boy Advance version. Because in that one, every time you beat a fiend, you'd unlock a new dungeon. Where you could fight the bosses from like previous games and get some new equipment. Although there was one where you fought a super boss that was even stronger than Warmath. I would like to remind you that Gandalf technically has a sword now.
Hmm?
If you remember, I think you
Oh,
gave
no,
the
I
Masamune to Gandalf.
No, I swapped them around again.
Okay.
Oh. The ninjas got the Masamune.
Okay.
Get my floaty rib on the edge of the couch.
You still have that floaty rib.
It hasn't been popping, no. Like, it's that rib that has been doing it that just bashed.
Well, as long as you're comfy now.
Good. If you come up, I'll give you a brush. Make you look a little less shabby. Was Patrick gonna come for the brush? Yeah, you need a brush too, don't you, bud?
Come here. Come on.
Yeah, I don't think this war method is spot.
No, as I said, I'm going to give it another 15 minutes, and if it's not done by then, I'm just going to...
Hey, at least you've got to focus as to what you're doing.
Because by then, I'll have given it 2 hours of looking for it, and...
Yeah, I get you, I get you. Ooh, Gandalf leveled up. Because, yeah, they're more than ready to take on the last boss at this point.
Hmm. Neo Chew. Oh, why you kill us so easily?
Oh, that shut us on board.
Nah. Done. Good girl.
I know.
But you didn't stress out too much.
That's good. Oh, yeah, it's a Super Bowl, but it only spawns in this one particular area and it only has a 1% chance to do. And hopefully going at it for 2 hours.
Are there stats for how long it normally takes to find it, or is it just literally random?
It's random. But people have gone as far as 2-3 hours.
You thought that your grew up farming games.
Yeah, I think it's breaking whore.
Gosh, they're getting up there. Won't do it. At least not today. For you.
Like, nah, I don't know if I can trust you.
Yeah, she looks better.
Girl would be very upset with me.
Just pulling on me beard. Yes, this is very much breaking me now.
Well, the thing is, at least it's not one of those things where it's not a boss that's so difficult you can't beat it. It's just that getting it to spawn is the problem.
Hmm. Because I reckon we could take it. Pretty easy.
Oh yeah. At this point, because you already discussed the strategy you had with Chaos, and it's literally just a whole making sure you heal, powering up everybody you can, stacking it, and just wailing on him effectively.
Hmm. This thing's only
I mean, you're
got
already.
compared to Chaos, this thing only has 2,000 health.
Yeah, and even so, it's the fact that it's still more dangerous than Chaos. That's what you got to remember.
Yeah, because it will go after either an individual target or it will spam nuke, which will do at least 350 damage. And there's a chance it can run away.
Then that's technically a win on its own.
Plus, funny thing is, it's not really a boss in the traditional sense, because you can have it spawn again.
True, but then again, a lot of bosses in this game can be respawned. Well, mini bosses can be respawned.
Last 5 minutes of searching.
Alright. Maybe it's too scared to fight them.
It's too much of a coward.
Maybe we'll...
Basically trying to talk the truth.
Come on then, Warmer. All that war, bitch. Come on.
Look at
Oh,
it,
do
you
I-
little silly. Thumbs up for them making an appearance.
Oh yeah. Gotta put on all its armor and shit and send all its flans after it.
What the heck is them?
Those are black flans.
Yes.
And they're meant to be
Dessert named monsters, basically slimes.
because they don't look like a plan to me.
Look, in Final Fantasy, the slime-based creatures that are resistant to physical damage are usually these things. They're usually called
Oh, he
flans,
maxed out the gill.
Holy shit!
We have all the monies.
We are the richest people in the world. He's got all of the money. He's got maxed out the amount of money he can get. There's just all nines.
We have all the monies.
Until you go to the next shop.
Yeah, but now I can buy shit tons of ethers.
Yeah, it's just gonna load up.
Oh, the magic user.
Oh yeah.
Or I
ether
could
is-
Or I could just buy
Oh,
loads
actually,
of
what-
cottages.
Have a whole cottage industry.
Mobile cottage industry.
Yeah. Yeah, basically in this game, Final Fantasy 1 uses spell slots, unlike the traditional MP. So it should be limited, but this is a lot more D&D than
So if you drink ether, you
gain a spell slot on each level.
So if you install your spells and drink an ether, it will come.
Yes, basically. Again, similar to how in D&D you can use magic, but you only have a certain number per level.
Yeah. And then you've got to take a rest before you can use them again. Energy drinks.
Effectively, yeah. You're not the first person to make that joke.
Sorry, I'm just...
No. I've seen a bunch of nerds go, I'm out of mana, I need an energy potion. And they just drink some monster and then have a heart attack.
Yeah. But they've literally over-caffeinated themselves.
Also their children. You know, they shouldn't have it in the first place.
I was going to say, I don't know what you're talking about. I started on coffee when I was 3.
And it wasn't just normal British coffee, it was American Joe, because my granddad made it, and it was tar with cream and sugar and everything. Oh. It was literally just, you wouldn't expect it to come out in coffee like that.
The finest Colombian miner fluid. I've heard it referred to.
Oh, it's good, but you know. Shipbuilding and farming country, really.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's a strong cup.
He was in the Navy, the American Navy, for a while. They drink it literally tar-like.
Mm.
Doesn't matter what brand. Fresh grounds, as thick as you can make it.
Okay, one last loop to the bottom and then back. Look at that. Oh my goodness.
Hold on, I'm trying to catch up. What?
It's just spawned.
You're shitting me.
No.
Ha!
Because he was going towards the exit, right?
Yeah.
You cannot make this shit up.
Okay.
No. We should actually try for this one.
Giant gauntlets.
Okay, we are doing giant gauntlets.
Temper. Whatever this thing does, it's going to go ham damage-wise, so I'm going to stick a heal Arga and sticks another stack of temper. So I'll have 3 steps. There we go, nuke. I did 200. So we're back up. Nice. Yeah, we'll heal 100 a turn, so... Okay, attack. Magic. Temper again.
Yay.
Magic. The lager is on the maximum. Attack. Again, same thing. Long haul.
Wait, you only had 2,000 health, right?
I think.
You just did. Okay. I'm gonna say you just did like 1,500 right there.
Do 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 do.
Holy shit, you did it!
Yeah.
He did it! He fucking did it! He was boss in the game!
Woohoo!
Oh! Oh, wow! Okay, we did what we set out to do.
Yeah.
Now-
Now let's go get the freaking boss.
And you made it look so fucking easy. And now, the boss. Well, the real boss.
Well, once we've bought a few more supplies.
Get some more supplies. At this point, we're kind of riding on a high. Oh look, a wyvern and a T-Rex.
A wyvern and a T-Rex, I
considering-
know.
Considering the shit I've had to deal with during D&D, none of this shit surprises me anymore.
Yeah,
we
a
literally
T-Rex.
we fought like what, spiky pineapples at one point.
Oh yeah, the thistle thing. Yeah, the weird thistly things.
The weird thistly
From-
things.
In Curse of Strahd. Yeah, they're...
God, that was a campaign and a half.
You didn't even do half of it.
I know. And we still killed Sergei in the most goblin way possible.
Well, Sergei's not even in the main campaign.
I know, but
I had to. Otherwise, you wouldn't have had an end boss at all. It would have just been you go to the castle, you tell the price to get stuffed, and you win.
I mean, technically speaking, we'd already killed 2 of the brides.
Yeah.
Why,
By that point, you
know.
had nothing else to do.
Look, we've been playing the game in such a way that I think the modern gamer would say we'd gone the pacifist ending.
Pretty much.
But, you know, had to have. You know, we had to have a last boss, and well,
That's why I say let you. I encouraged you to take him down in a comedic way that would be amusing, other than what he was gonna do, which would, if I'd had him attack, it'd have been like a wet fart. It just,
I mean,
it
by the
wouldn't
end,
have
we'd done
been.
enough.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It
Well,
wouldn't have
yeah,
been
I mean,
satisfying
Oh,
to take him down because he had nothing
Speaking of-
left.
speaking of, I spoke. Nilla suggested it was funny the other day. Saying, "What if that fake Obby suddenly walked himself into death domain?"
Crazy horses.
Oh, if it isn't the doppelganger, we have much to discuss. As he's sharpening his scythe.
Oh no, it is Forby.
Fobby, there are consequences for your actions. Oh, crazy horses. Do 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 do, my crazy horse.
Quick, use the polymerization card.
Actually, you know what? I really like that.
Fluffy sleeve.
Yeah.
Oh, I just showed some Liz, and it's like, a bunny suit, but it's like all like cottony and fluff and got long sleeves. It's like a whole. It's more like a jacket than an actual bunny suit. It has long floppy ears.
That's on the mannequin with that.
Yes, that is weird. Make things for albinos. To be fair, we also gave the goblins a better ending than most did with them.
True.
You found this, you've done this, and now you can have any wish you want. And someone will do something like, I want this ultimate weapon, or I want money and fame. And goblins would just be like, I want upsies. And Rick is pointing.
Let's forget there's nothing in this damn room.
It's okay, it happens. Just remember, we've got no real bosses now. The fiends are dead. All we've got to do now is take out Garland.
Okay.
So what was that? Just under 2.5 hours to get the fucking war mech to turn up?
Yeah, it was literally at 2 hours 16.
Ooh.
Just as we were giving up.
Ah, we could not have fucking timed that better.
I thought I'll just walk to the end of the corridor and then walk back up. And as I was walking down, boom.
Boom.
Like it was either then or it wasn't happening. Okay, so we're into the lower part of the shrine.
Uh-huh. You know, at some point when I've actually got time, and I don't have to babysit Ollie on a Monday or Tuesday, and when anything else, I might actually try and get me to play a Final Fantasy properly. Though part of me, I mean, we could do one. I'm just thinking you might do well with like 9. For me, the best starting off point if you're trying to get into the series is probably either 9 or 10. 7's got a bit too much going on. 8's just... I get the thing if Hawk played 8, he'd give up, not because it was difficult or anything, but because the main character was someone who wants to beat up. Squall is a miserable cunt in the English dub. But in the English translation, he's a bit more moody, he just goes, whatever. Everything like some kind of mid-2000s emo. Where it turns out in the Japanese one, he's just like, maybe autistic. Where he doesn't understand how to talk to people and it's conveyed very clearly that he's just not sure how to talk to people and deal with their problems.
Yeah.
But yeah, the English one just makes him sound like he's just a massive asshole. Wow, even the Chimeras aren't doing that much damage to you. Ah, 3 white dragons. With blue eyes, probably. Use my Rick Knight and my Bob in attack mode.
Yeah, you better run. Scaredy Chimera.
Oh, Bob's paralyzed. Okay.
It's like, it's kind of like our version of conferences. Competition based or not every state has one, but they're pretty big.
White eyes, red dragon.
Sorry?
Red, white eyes, red dragon.
I forgot at this point you got the elemental ones.
Yeah, I mean, again, this isn't like later games where elements actually fucking matter either. Well, welcome back. Yes.
Oh no, I just meant the when the water enemies just turn up, I was just, huh? A water enemy?
Yeah, these floors won't give you a clue as to which fiend you'll be facing next.
Hmm. Feels like ages ago since we took on the fiends.
Oh god, yeah. Almost like a few days.
It's been 3 days.
3 days, and they weren't much of a challenge.
They were definitely remarkable. I mean, there was, as I said, there's that odd one that
To be fair, they return
looked like Tentacruel as a butt
I mean,
plug.
they do appear again in Final Fantasy IX.
I've got to wait 8 more games for another round against Tentacruel with a butt plug.
Yeah,
Or
but
Tentacruel with a butt plug.
Okay, their designs go for a bit of an upgrade. There is a homage to them in 4, with the four elemental lords. So you've got the Earth one, who's like a zombie. You've got the naked wind woman. You got the fat man that's a water turtle, and then you've got the fire guy in a cape. Oh. Well, I better feed those two anyway. No, now. Seemed to care much that like what I pulled out of the box. Then they yowled like you wouldn't believe.
You're tempted to use Power Word Kill on me.
Yeah.
Cheek. Oh, here we are.
Ah. Right, time to face chaos.
Once we tool up.
Okay. Have batter.
Round 2, asshole.
Last time I came unprepared. This time.
Last time we weren't expecting that degree of cheese. This time we're ready. We've got our cream cheese spreaders. Now spread them cheeks.
Now tune it up, boy. Oh, you're level 70. Nice.
20 levels higher than the last time.
Do you remember me? I was once the most renowned knight in Cornelia.
And here I sent the full moons into the future. As he turns into the weird love child of Inferno and Unicron.
I am chaos. So what you're saying is he sends his heralds into the past.
So that
Destroy.
they can send him to the future. Or something.
Yep. Destroy the crystal matrix. It is the one thing. The only thing.
Okay. This ends a cycle I've created. It's a sensible idea. Okay. Let's
All
do
he does
this.
is really just, continue his immortality.
So he's getting ready as well. Attack. Keep stacking temper. Another stack of protection. 800 that time.
Okay, we're doing good. Keep stacking that temper. I mean, do the tile.
Oh, doubled it up that time. But you did kill the ninja for it. Hmm.
Jesus.
Yeah, I knew he'd do that, cheesy bastard. Oh, she survived it!
Oh,
Shaft survived!
shaft. Did he just try and use power word kill?
I don't think he did. Um, Oh, we are hitting him so much more damage. Freaking 3,700 a hit this time.
Nice. Ah.
Earthquake missed.
Fuck yeah. That's how it's done.
You did it, Hawk. You defeated.
You defeated Chaos.
The time loop was severed at last. The endless struggle that raged over 2,000 years had ended, and peace prevailed once more. The light of the four crystals restored the forces of wind, water, earth, and fire. It was a mere trick of fate that had given rise to the chain of Garland's wrath. But magnified by the four forces meant to guide our world, that trick of fate also gave birth to the fiends. Monsters had run rampant as the world sank into darkness. But all that is now past. With the four forces flowing as they were meant, the warriors prepared to cross time and return to the world they knew. A world where Princess Sarah, Queen Jane, and even Garland himself await. When was this fateful day that sent time spiraling into a loop? None can say. It seemed the cycle into which time had fallen would last forever. But the bravery of four young travellers changed that. They took the forces that filled the world with darkness and used them to bathe the world in light.
He's done it. Yeah, it's over. He's done it.
None will ever recall the struggle the four endured, for the breaking of the chain means it never existed.
Which means you never truly went and defeated Warmech.
No. But within the tales of fantasy that people tell, the memory of their deed lives on. Except it doesn't, because they have no memories, because we erased the time loop. Ah! Tales of dwarves and elves, of dragons and shining civilizations that reached for the heavens even as they fell. And now their return is upon us. With the memory of their struggle buried deep in their hearts, they will quietly watch over our world. Remember always that the forces of the world must be used as they were intended, that the power of light must never be used for dark, and that the true crystals reside in your heart. For you are the warrior who crossed time. You are the bringer of light. Oh, so it's Satan. And the power is yours. Sorry. To the fans across the globe, both past and present, and to the crew who brought the original to life, we offer a profound and heartfelt thanks. I would. It's a good game.
Ah. So, your first Final Fantasy finished, and funnily enough, it's the first one. Very few people can say that these days.
Well, like I said, I'm quite nostalgic for 8-bit games. You know, I grew up with Legend of Zelda. It was one of the first games I played. So, I wasn't expecting, you know,
No.
you expect NES games to be a little clunky, quite tough.
Well, again, a lot of the jank and problems that were in the NES version aren't here. Like, for example, spells not working, or one of the more annoying ones is that when you targeted an enemy on the NES version, let's just say you attacked with a warrior, and then selected to attack the one goblin in the back. If the warrior killed one thing, they still attack the blank space, meaning there's problems there.
Yeah.
The difficulty spike went from being reasonable to ridiculous, and the cost of everything towards the end was astronomical. But other than that, this is basically the same as the original. Only they have raised the level cap from 50 to 100.
Yeah, I do feel like I did beat it on a sort of an easier mode than it probably was on the NES. But
well, again,
still,
the NES one, well,
yeah, a lot of it is probably where it just wasn't working properly.
Yeah, I mean, there's videos online you can find that tell you the problems that the NES one had that made it barely playable.
And a lot of it wouldn't have been intentional difficulty spikes, it would have just been where the game doesn't work properly.
Well, regardless, you've played the first one. Things only get a bit more, storyline from here. There's a lot more story, and the second one especially is very Star Warsy. And was also the Final Fantasy that was made the year I was born. Because I have a bit of a connection to it.
Trying to think, this one was 86, 87?
Yeah, it was around 87.
Yeah.
So the next one was 88.
So I was 4 when this came out. So So yeah, as I said, it's a good game. Yeah, you expect a certain amount of NES-style jank. So there's a little bit of that, but not much. Bit of a difficulty spike with the last boss, but I think it was just more up until that point you could, if you were well equipped and kind of used to D&D, you could power through things.
Yeah, chaos a bit more. Actual
chaos
strategy.
Yeah, chaos required, instead of just everyone DPSing, you actually needed to buff, and that just made the whole difference. Just I mean, how easy we took him out. Just using the buffs on one person and then just focus attacking with him. He just didn't. I mean, it's not like he was doing a huge amount of damage before.
I mean, to be fair, later games do have their own little, like, cheesy bits. Like, there is a very specific way to deal with the last boss in the second game that is so fucking broken it's not funny. Like, you can finish him in 2 turns. As long as you one specific weapon and keep it equipped. The Blood Sword. Because the Blood Sword, as its name suggests, takes the HP of the enemy and then gives it to you. So, but the thing is, they never balanced it properly, so if you've leveled up your sword skill enough, you can 2 turns just finish him off. I'll admit, I love the simplicity of 1. Like, it's not some not as ridiculously cartoonishly anime like the later ones, where the enemies all have like different phases, or the thing you've been chasing from the beginning isn't necessarily the big evil at the end. There's something else. It's a very simple fix the world, and then when you do the very simple thing you've been given, it's there's actually more to do. Like, the Garland twist is, I suppose, interesting for its time. The first boss you fought is technically the last boss you fight. Also, we won't be seeing elves again after this. Like, elves and giants and some of the D&D stuff will not be appearing anymore. The dwarves will appear, but they'll look like similar to black mages with Viking helmets. And they'll be living underground and stuff, and a lot of the more fantasy style stuff is now just gone. Like, Final Fantasy 1 is the one I'd say is closest to D&D, to be honest.
Yeah, I think that was a nice little I thought that was a nice touch. That sort of D&D style, like the magic system and the creatures. Yeah. It was very.
I figured that's why I figured you'd like this one more, because this would be a good one for you to try first, because you've got the taste of the old 80s RPG, so you're gonna have the patience. But it's also got enough familiar stuff for you that you can go, yeah, I understand how this works, or I'm familiar enough with this that I can see how they could get away with this, like the Lich and the Lich, the Kraken, and Tiamat. Malrith being the odd one. And honestly, considering all the other remakes, all the other re-releases go with the MP system, I am kind of glad they do go back to the spell slot system for this one. I don't know, there's just something about it that makes it feel a bit more strategic.
Yeah. Because you can't just
Spam the same spells.
Well, yeah, because even though you have ways of getting spell slots back, it's not efficient to if you get your ninth spell slot down to nothing, so like no spell slots left, it's not efficient just to redo that one to just get one back. You need to be using some of the other slots as well, like when you were going through when I was going through the dungeons, and we didn't have that many elixirs and ethers. It's using the smaller spells on the multiple enemies and saving them, and because you don't want to be using an ether because you'll only get one of each back. Yeah, you'll get one powerful spell, but you'll get a load of trash as well. Like, by the end, the first level spell slots were just garbage. The end. Well, as I said, it was very enjoyable. Yeah, on Friday I'm definitely going to continue with FF2.
Oh boy! And this is the one where the characters actually have names.
Names?
Oh yeah, they have names and plot relevance. They have names and plot relevance. Like there's an actual story going on.
There's a story in this one.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
You have to be blind to not realise there's a story going on in this one.
Or Ollie.
Well, yeah.
We must have gotten past the 4 fiends before he realised there was a plot. The 4 fiends are they are a very big part of the plot, actually. Though I love that you had an opinion on every single one of the fiends. You certainly sucked the terror out of them.
Yay! Completed save. Time 24 hours and 9 minutes. And the last 9 minutes would have been the end credits.
Yeah. But,
so, yeah.
Oh boy.
24 hours.
Sheesh.
For an for a 10 quid game, that's pretty decent.
And again, I'd say for like, I'd say 90+% of this, you did it by yourself.
Aside from that last,
yeah, last bit, you only did the guide when it was necessary. I tried not to guide you into places if I didn't have to.
It was just that last bit where it was like, we had access to 100% of the map. Aside from where it was taking us quite a long time to go across the map and then back across the map, and we had gone across and back, and we missed the jetty. There was that one, and then there was the lift stone.
Yeah, the levy stone.
Yeah, it was like, okay, we got the levy stone. But then again, it did tell you... Well, it gave you a hint earlier on but it was a lot earlier. Like before
Yeah.
Christmas, we would have seen it. Where it's like,
Yeah, and
this
most of that
area
whole-
used to have airships.
Oh yeah, and then there was this whole thing with the with the Rosetta Stone, where you've got to find that one guy in all the world who can translate it.
Yeah, the guy who is very smart. He knows a lot.
He's very. Yeah,
It's
the
like-
scholar.
Yeah, and it's all we really. It's not like we weren't. We did find stuff before that point. It just saved us a couple of minutes of searching.
Yeah, we did a few. Yeah, did that. Yeah, I mean, hell, you pretty much found the Citadel of Trials by yourself. Did the trials by yourself without a guide, and found the unremarkable item. Then found Bahamut. Oh, God. Oh, the rat.
So, final thoughts on FF1? Yeah, worth a playthrough. If you haven't played it, give it a play. It's a good game. Expect a little bit of NES jank, but not that much. Aside from that, yeah, it's worth the money. Yeah, if you got a day to, I mean, as I said, I played through it in a fairly leisurely pace. Did it in 24 hours. 10 quid game for 24 hours gameplay, enjoyable gameplay. Yeah, can't really ask any more this day and age. Yeah, aside from advertising tomorrow night and D&D, it'll be we'll be back on Friday. Well, we'll be back tomorrow for D&D, and then back on Friday for FF2 on my 42nd birthday. Oh, I'm old. I'm so old.
Oh, Hawk, you're like a fine wine.
Yeah, corked. So I shall say good night to everyone. Good night, all. I'll end this stream for now.